AM Podcast Network presentation, Real One.
I listen to it at night, in the morning, at work, at school, everywhere I go.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Blue Collar Review. As always, we're your hosts,
Josh
and Ryan. I always, right before we start, debate about entering in like a weird accent, just to throw it, and I never do.
You always panic. I can't do accents, so the only one I can do is Stewie, but only like certain catchphrases. Brian, that's all I can do.
See, I do a lot of different ones. That's why I always think about it beforehand, like imitating actors and being like, "Oh, we have a guest today."
Well, you could try that.
Kind of.
If you just have a whole like podcast with yourself as different actors. Yeah, if you're really good, that would be a good way to do it.
You can always do Marty Huggins from Campaign.
You can, I can't.
Yeah. And then I looked at him and he was like, "What?" And then I was like, "What?" My father always told me two things about giving a speech. I always started off with a story, and don't talk about the Jews.
Don't talk about the Jews.
But,
words to live by.
Hey, yeah, that'll keep you out of the red. Alright. This is episode, at least 35. I think 35.
Yes.
Because our 34 was reviewing 2015 movies. So we're getting back kind of on the regular track. We've both watched a decent bit of movies this week. So we'll go ahead and jump into it with recommendations for the week.
Well, and we had some sad news.
Yeah.
The movie world experienced a great loss today.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman has passed away
at age 69.
I didn't realize he had cancer. I had no idea.
I think they kind of kept that quiet.
Yeah, because he was on Jimmy Fallon like a month ago, and he seemed relatively... He seemed old. I just thought he was getting old.
They said it's in a battle for several months.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, I hate to hear that, because I liked him. He was I feel like he would be really cool to meet in person.
Yeah, he seemed like he'd be nice.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to tell if he's joking.
Like, yeah, I think he'd be like one of those cordial, like, he'd be like, "Okay, sure, you can take a picture with me, that's fine."
Yeah.
You know? Not like one of those,
I don't know, that or he would say something and you're thinking, is he joking?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he serious? Hey,
I think that's what all British actors are. You never can tell if they're like, because who's that? What's the other guy? He's not British, but he's always in the Quentin Tarantino. He was Inspector. Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz.
I feel like he would be real hard to talk to in person. I don't think I'd be able to tell.
That's the bingo.
If he was joking or if he was being a dick. But anyway, Alan Rickman. Our condolences. Great loss there.
It is. So both of our recommendations kind of revolve around that. We both recommended movies where he is a prominent actor in.
Which I would recommend all of it. Any movie he's in is a good one. Like we should have done a list of our favorite Alan Rickman movies, but
here's the thing though. He had like the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, we don't exactly agree on 100%.
It would be on that would be on my list. But there's so many. You got Die Hard,
which was one of his best ever. That was. I think that's his first movie he ever did.
Huh?
Yeah,
well, he did good.
He started off strong.
He did very well.
We'll be sitting on a beach, earning 20%.
So Hans Gruber,
Hans,
which is the worst villain name.
Bubby.
Sorry, that was my puppy. He is sitting in with us in the studio.
I don't think he enjoys it.
No. Oh, y'all suck. So that's what he just said.
Yeah, I feel the judgment over here.
So your recommendation is?
Mine is Galaxy Quest, which it's a comedy. It pretty much makes fun of kind of like a Star Trek type thing, where it's a show called Galaxy Quest was on the on television back in like the 70s, Well, it's pretty much exactly the same as Star Trek. They all wear a certain color jumpsuit for what they do. Yeah. And it's Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman plays basically Galaxy's Quest version of Spock.
Kind of, yeah, with a weird fin head.
Yeah. And I can't think of the other people.
Yeah, the other people are not... Monk, I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Actually, I do, and I just can't think of it.
I want to say Ben something.
No.
I don't know.
Dang it.
Anyway, so Galaxy Quest.
But so it takes place in the 70s. Like, that all happens. It's a massive show like Star Trek. Exactly like Star Trek. Cheesy and everything like that. Well, then in the modern day, like, they're pretty much making their living by going to conventions and just living in the past, like living on that. They're afterburner.
Struggling. They're no longer in the mainstream.
Yeah, they're not relevant anymore.
Yeah,
and so they end up getting this. They think it's a job offer, and they end up going to space on the actual ship to fight this guy.
Yes, an alien race, I guess, intercepted the show and thought it was real.
Yeah.
And so they...
Historical documents.
And so this alien race was like, we'll just copy these people because they didn't seem to know what they're doing. So they built this exact replica of the ship, and they think that...
A real one.
They think that the people, the actors are real, like, space people.
You are our last hope.
And,
Brian Wilson is in that, by the way. The guy who plays Dwight on The Office.
Yeah.
He is one of those, and he just stands there kind of cheesing for a while.
Yeah.
That's it.
But, like I said, it's such a good movie. It really is. Yeah. It's one of me and my dad's favorite movies.
It's a very underrated comedy.
Yeah.
For what it is.
It came out during Tim Allen's, like, peak.
Well, during his kind of weird phase, where he did Joe Somebody, which was really funny. Did you ever see that?
Uh-huh.
I love that one, too.
Yeah.
That's one of those that went under the radar.
Yeah.
I feel like, nope. I've got a new recommendation for next week.
Tim Allen, he had a lot of movies that kind of
Big Trouble
went under the radar. Big Trouble.
Yeah. See, another one went under the radar. Had about 13 different people in it.
Oh.
It was kind of like a Snatch type of movie.
Okay, I'll say it sounds like a Western.
No, it's kind of like Snatch in a sense, where it's like all these different stories kind of tied together. But Galaxy Quest it's a really funny kind of almost action comedy, but more of the comedy side.
Comedy spoof.
Yeah.
But very, very original. Like I said,
yeah, it's clever. It's very clever.
Yeah.
One of the best things, though, I started talking about it before we started recording. I saw something that is so blatantly messed up, but they just didn't even bother. They're like, who cares? They come around, the Chompers, that scene, what I'm talking about?
Yeah, when they're trying to
that stuff. Well, right when they come around the corner and see it for the first time, Sigourney Weaver, you can plainly see it in her mouth goes, well, fuck that! Like, blatant. You can see it in her mouth. And then all that comes over the voiceover is, well, screw that! Which it doesn't match up even slightly.
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a lot more of like a bombshell.
Well, to me, it was funny because I'm sitting there watching it, and you see her come around, and you hear, well, screw that, but you clearly don't see that in her mouth. And you're like, what?
It's a PG-13 movie.
I think that's what happened is they realized, crap, we gotta cut it out.
Although, technically, you're allowed one.
But I don't know if they used it or not. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember if they... Anyway. So, Galaxy Quest.
Yeah. Not as big of a bombshell to you, but to me, it blew my mind.
I was expecting there to be, like, prop strings or something, or, like...
Oh, I'm sure the mouth of, old Lobster Head, that's what... I can't remember his name. Saris.
Yeah.
His mouth doesn't always match up, but...
Yeah.
It's actually a guy in a suit, so that's why.
Like moving like with a little
probably
handheld like jaw mover. So my recommendation is going to be, of course, an Alan Rickman movie, and it's going to be the best Alan Rickman or the most iconic role he's ever played, which is Severus Snape in Harry Potter. And I narrowed it down to the last movie, Episode 8, because that's where you find out the truth about Snape after all this time, after all these movies, all these movies of hating him and thinking he's the worst.
He's a piece of shit.
He is the worst person Turns out he is the best.
Yeah.
And actually, I read a thing. There's a bunch of tributes to him on Facebook right now, and Kevin Smith posted something. It was actually very nice, and it talked about...
He was in Dogma. He was in a Kevin Smith movie.
He was in a Kevin Smith movie. With his Ken doll.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm anatomically incorrect. I remember that now.
Yeah. He posted a picture of that.
By the way, do you know how hard it is to find that movie? I've tried.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
I've looked on Walmart. They don't even have it.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Maybe
it's a good movie. Yeah, it's probably.
But anyway, so, the 8th movie, Deathly Hallows Part 2, like I said, it's where it all comes around, and he says, his iconic, Severus Snape line, I'll always and forever.
Technically,
like
his line is just like one or two words,
yeah.
but it's such a
always
heartbreaking or
forever.
Like it yanks on you.
He did. So, like I said, Alan Rickman gone too soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's done some great work.
Can we trade people for him?
Can we trade
Bieber?
Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, Bieber or Cyrus, or
both,
or Jai Courtney. Quit ruining our movies.
Can we trade Jai Courtney?
Yeah, quit ruining movies. Alan Rickman made movies better.
Put him in Terminator. He'd be awesome.
He'd be a great Terminator.
He'll be the bad guy.
Oh, so
yeah, I don't. It is hard to think of though because he's such a good actor. He's gone. I was trying to look up the exact line because I saw it posted a little bit ago. Dang it. Oh well.
Yeah, so one of the biggest movies out right now is The Revenant.
It's Star Wars.
It's getting the Oscar buzz and all that kind of good stuff. It won Golden Globe.
You see, Leonardo DiCaprio won. Best Actor for
two
Golden Globe.
Yeah, it won Best Picture and then Best Drama Picture, and Leonardo won Best Actor in a Drama.
But he still has that hump to get over.
Yeah.
He's never got an Oscar.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. When the Oscars are probably coming up soon.
It's at the end of February.
Oh, okay.
Or first one or two.
Yeah,
it is. It's in like 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
So me and Sarah went and saw this movie, and it's definitely a beautifully shot movie. It's from the same director that did Birdman, so there's lots of long takes.
Yeah, one single cut.
Yeah, lots of like the actors are actually walking across the set, and there's people in the background doing stuff. It's very nicely shot. Started off a lot more violent than I think my wife would have liked, because she's not huge on violent movies, and
well, it's a Civil War, isn't it?
No, it's the French Indian War.
Oh, French Indian War.
Basically, Leonardo DiCaprio plays. His last name is Glass. They just call him Glass. I don't even know what his first name is, but he is basically a tracker. We believe that he was raised by Indians, and so he knows, how to track animals, all that kind of stuff. And he has a half Indian son, but he is working for a company that is doing a company of trappers, which trappers catch animals and skin them and sell their pelts. Well, during the French Indian War, the French were basically against the United States, with the help of the Indians, who were just trying to
survive.
Yeah, we were invading their, because we haven't. This is back before America was even across the entire United States. We were still just barely inching our way.
They touch on it in The Patriot about, because that's his big backstory was what he did during the French Indian War.
Yeah, and so it basically touches on that. And there's this huge fight at the very beginning of the movie where the Indians attack their camp, pretty much their trapper camp, and what is his name? Tom Hardy is in this movie, and he plays almost as good a role as Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't believe he hasn't gotten anything for supporting actor and stuff, because he
may yet.
He was great. I mean, he didn't get a Golden Globe or anything, but I don't know if they give Golden Globes for supporting or not.
Can't.
But he did great. My only complaint about this whole movie is one, it's very long. It's like 2.5 hours, and it has a few draggy moments, but there's so many constant, like, here's action, and here's a pretty frozen stream. And then stuff happens. And then it pans over to this beautiful mountainside. And then it cuts back to, fighting. Just like, it's just like, we get it. It's very pretty. You're a good director. Like, frozen leaf falling from the tree. Okay. Like, it's like every 10 minutes there's
unless there's like a bullet going through it at the last second.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, like, I'm not watching a nature, like, documentary. Oh, and last but not least, Leonardo DiCaprio is a tough son of a bitch in this movie.
Bear.
It doesn't fight a bear. Well, he does fight the bear, but so the bear scene is getting a lot of, like, it's like a 30-minute long,
really?
Like, ugh.
Well, at least it's not an hour and a half long like The Grey was him just fighting wolves for an hour and a half.
That's true.
That was good.
Into the Grey?
No, just The Grey.
Just The Grey with Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Anyway, so but oh man, he's a tough son of a gun. Getting attacked by a bear. Yeah, obviously he survives because you see him in the whole movie. But yeah, it's just like
that's a good way to keep that movie short.
Yeah,
no, shit, he didn't make it.
I leaned over his head. I was like, and the end. Yeah. Like I was like, well, there you go.
The rest of the movie is just his looking back on it.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
But yeah, it's intense. It's very pretty. I do recommend seeing it in theaters if you want to see it. I wasn't blown away by any means. I never really can associate well with these, like, movies that get all the Oscar attention, just because apparently I'm not artsy enough, I guess.
Well, it's like Birdman. It's an okay movie, but I never thought it was Best Picture worthy.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's interesting because I think it was one of the first ones that did it all kind of in one shot type feel. But to me, that just doesn't. Yeah, that didn't blow my mind.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't know enough about takes and stuff apparently to be impressed by.
I understand it.
Yeah, so
I just don't care that much about that.
Like, I don't know how.
I care about the rest of the movie.
Is it that hard? Is it that hard to do, like, one take?
Probably.
I guess, but I mean,
Well, because and I think the fancy thing about it was it wasn't all just one take. They did it in separate takes, but they kind of made it into one long take type thing, and I think that's the fancy part of it. But still, it is frustrating.
So I'm more on the substance of the movie and stuff. Like I said, the movie's great. It's a really good story. You really get invested, and it really makes you like ugh. But at the same
time,
like, man, that sucks.
Do I need to take some cleanup materials with me?
Yes. But like I said, it was okay. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
See, I've been seeing where it's getting like 4.5 out of 5 stars, 5 star.
And I mean, I can see where, like 4 seats down from me, this guy was like oohing and ahhing the whole time, and I wanted to like punch him in the face. I was like, shut up.
At least he wasn't screaming and hollering.
That's true, but he was like, woo! Oh, wow. I mean, just doing stuff like that, I'm like, really, guy? Really?
He should have went and saw.
He should have bought some box of Kleenexes or something.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I was saying.
Well, you said, take some with me?
Yeah. But anyway.
Such a good scene.
Oh, that frozen leaf. Oh, I mean,
mountain.
I'm serious. Like, when you watch it, I guarantee that's the first thing that you'll be like, he was right. It's just a bunch of, like, pretty nature documentary shots with Leonardo DiCaprio thrown in there. Oh, and Leonardo DiCaprio, it's almost like Castaway. Castaway won a bunch of awards, and Tom Hanks didn't speak for like an hour of the movie.
Castaway in space. The Martian.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he like grunted for half the movie because he had both his lungs basically, ripped out by a bear and then put back in with Indian magic. I'm just kidding. That doesn't happen at all. But
that would make for an interesting twist.
A twist.
What a twist!
But Tom Hardy speaks more than Leonardo DiCaprio does in this movie.
Which is kind of ironic because normally it's the opposite.
Yeah. Tom Hardy has the same.
Does he have anything on his face?
No.
Does he have a beard?
Yes.
And he also has the cap thing, don't he?
Well, no. He was scalped by Indians.
Whoa!
He hates Indians.
Fair enough.
It's not a spoiler or anything, but. Yeah, he has a real hatred for him. Anyway, not going to get into the story because that's very crucial to the plot or whatever. But the Revenant, it's good. I can see where they're getting nominations from just because it's different from everything else that's come out. Yeah. So
Leonardo's trying so hard.
He is.
What's that little golden dude?
He is.
Why has somebody not just sent him one yet? Just made him one. Well, I'm sure they have, but
yeah. Or you can have my Oscar, Leo.
Yeah, because we have.
Yeah.
Whenever we win one,
yeah,
I'll just send it to him. Change the nameplate a little bit. By the way, his first name is Hugh. Hugh Glass.
Hugh Glass. Okay. So there you go.
Too bad his last name wasn't Jass. Head for a different movie.
Yeah, totally different. Totally different.
Going for a little bit different of a feel there. Alright, the movie I saw was Hateful Eight, which is Quentin Tarantino's 8th movie in, I guess, his run of directing and writing. Honestly, not his best by any stretch. Possibly his worst. It's not that good.
So the build-up was not equal to the...
Nope. Really glad I didn't pay for it, because he's also very anti-police and... well, kind of... And it's also doing the worst of any of his movies as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, it is up against The Revenant.
It's up against The Revenant and Star Wars, so...
Yeah.
It's already in the smallest theater at Carmike.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's where we saw it. There was 3 people with us.
Oh, good.
It starts off... It does it similar to the Inglourious Bastards, where... the screen will go black and it'll say like chapter 1 and then give you something and then do something for a while and then go black chapter 2 and then do something. It does that the entire thing, and then there's one part where apparently in the 70mm they give you like a 12-minute intermission at one point. Like it goes black and there's like it says intermission. Well, on the cut we saw, which is in regular digital format, it doesn't do that, but it does go black for about a minute. And then Quentin Tarantino comes over, like his voice, and he narrates, here's what happened. And he tells you, like, here's what happened. And, a few minutes ago, this person did this and did this. And we're like, what?
That's very odd.
Yeah, didn't care for it.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And it's called The Hateful Eight, but technically there's 9 people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Technically there's 8. Or technically there's 9, but it's called The Hateful Eight. So it's about this group of 8 people, technically 9 people, who get stranded in this cabin in this blizzard, massive snowstorm. Well, as soon as they arrive, Kurt Russell's character is actually pretty funny because he's this bounty hunter, and his prisoner is this female who's accused of murder, and he's going to take her to be tried and hung in the town where she did it. Well, they get stuck in this cabin with all these people, and as soon as it happens, almost like as soon as they get there, somebody says, "Well, somebody here is working with her. They're going to try to get her free," and that's it. And that's pretty much what the rest of the movie is about: is them trying to figure out who is working with her to try to get her free and who's all that stuff. So it's kind of like a whodunit type thing, and then all this stuff starts happening. And then there's one big, like, kind of scene that leads to the last 15-20 minutes.
Is there a lot of long-windedness, like in all Quentin Tarantino?
Well, yeah, it's majority of the movie is talking. Because it's not... There are 8 people in a cabin. That's all they can do. So, it's... I mean, I wasn't impressed by any stretch of the imagination. I liked Kurt Russell's character, but that was about it.
So it's not going to beat out Inglourious?
Not by any stretch of the imagination. No. It's even worse than Django, and Django wasn't even my favorite. It's pretty bad.
So he's done 2 cowboy stuff in a row.
Yep. I think he's trying to bring back the Western, but I don't think it's working.
Yeah, I don't get the intermission stuff too. That's weird.
Him narrating, like, here's what you missed.
Well, like, where are you going to go during the 12-minute one?
I gotta poop.
Like,
I gotta poop.
Bathroom break, everybody. Like, go get some more popcorn.
I mean, it was kind of a long movie, but it's still...
Yeah.
It was about 3 hours with trailers.
Wow.
So. But it's the same length as Revenant, honestly.
Yeah. I'll check it out when it comes out on
It's rated R
Voodoo or DVD.
For language and violence, but I just wasn't impressed by any stretch. I would not recommend going to see it in theaters. There's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
At all. Samuel L. Jackson plays a decently funny part, but it's not even his best role by any stretch. I don't know. There's just a lot wrong with it. So.
Well, there you go. So, Hateful 8.
Not good.
Not good. Okay. Revenant, okay.
I'm going to see it tomorrow, so I'll weigh in on it too.
Yeah. And then new in Redbox this week, or I think, well, maybe not be new this week, but I finally got to see it, is...
I think it is new this week.
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. We talked about it a couple of episodes ago. We saw the previews for it, and it looked interesting, and it's basically a spoof film. It's a comedy. These 3 Boy Scouts... find themselves in the middle of a zombie apocalypse outbreak. Well, it feels a lot like
Zombieland.
No, American Ultra, where it was just focused on like a town.
Yeah.
So the outbreak happened just in this one town, and they like locked the surrounding.
They quarantine the whole town.
It. Yeah. So it's not like the world is going to zombies, but it's okay. There's lots of. The music in it is actually pretty good. I'm not really, into like pop music and stuff, but they have some good, like...
You saying you don't like listening to Miley Cyrus for 4 hours?
No, I don't. But the opening scene...
How are we friends?
The opening scene is really funny. They're in like the little laboratory or whatever, and this janitor's cleaning, and he's like singing to...
so do you say laboratory or laboratory?
Laboratory? Did I say laboratory?
You said laboratory.
It's my Dexter coming out. Dexter's Laboratory.
I'm gonna do fromage.
I don't know. I say both.
Well, see, that makes me think too. Like, do you say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
You're wrong. There's another A in there.
No, it's caramel.
Caramel. Do you say carousel? It's carousel.
Yeah, but it's different.
Do you say caravan? Caravan.
Caramel.
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 It's not.
No, believe me, we've had this discussion at work, and I've even asked like random customers, "Hey, is it caramel or caramel?"
Well, we live in the South. Everybody says everything wrong.
Caramel. Anyway, moving on.
People say library around here too.
Library? Who? Rednecks?
Yeah.
Well, I say caramel, and I say library. So
I say library and caramel.
And laboratory, apparently.
What's your take on it? Send us a tweet at BCR Podcast. What's the correct way to say caramel? Caramel. Which one?
Anyway.
Just like I've never heard anybody ever say the word potato.
Tomato?
Yeah, I've never heard that. I've always ever heard tomato and potato. Oh, tomato. What asshole is saying tomato?
I don't know. I forgot where I was.
Sorry. I couldn't help it.
Zombie. Okay.
Laboratory.
So, it's funny.
Which is probably the correct way to say it.
Probably. But yeah, it's funny, and then they end up like fighting back with their zombie tools, and of course there's like there's a stripper / cocktail waitress in it. But so they're getting chased by zombies. I just want to, I like zombie movies, and you've seen quite a few zombie movies. So they're running from these zombies, and they run into a police station, which is
That's a good place to go.
By the way, these zombies are not like regular zombies.
Can they run?
They can run rather quickly, and like they can still use things. I guess because they're fresh, turning into zombies. Cause like there's like a zombie police officer who's like shooting his gun as he's like.
So it's kind of like Land of the Dead.
As he's like walking around, he's like shooting his gun at them. Anyways, they're running from the zombies into the police station, and then they get trapped by the zombies. So their first measure of defense is to run into the cells and shut the doors. It's a terrible idea. So now they're stuck in a jail cell with zombies all around them. Yeah.
Because you can't open it from the inside.
No. It's a terrible idea. I understand it's better than getting eaten by a zombie, but now what?
You're trapped.
Now you're literally in a jail cell surrounded by zombies. So, but they make it funny. They're taking like selfies with the zombies and stuff like that. But there's also a real funny scene where they see a zombie. This movie's a lot like Zombieland and a bunch of zombie movies like put together, zombie strippers and everything like put together.
Isn't that a movie?
It is.
Zombie strippers.
It is. It's got it actually has some funny B-list people in it.
Really?
Yeah, but
I don't want to watch it. I don't want that popping up on my Netflix.
Yeah.
Like recently watched
zombie.
I'm
strippers.
not proud of that.
I did it for the podcast, honey.
No,
I did it for the podcast.
It has nothing to do with her. I personally I'd feel like, I am not proud of that one. What was
kind of like
I was in a
Zombievers?
slump. That yeah. That was another winner.
It's okay. It's funny. I
talked to somebody else who had seen that.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot what it was. So we talked to somebody mentioned a beaver, and we're like, yeah, like Zombievers, and we're like, you've seen that? Yeah, it's
nice.
Terrible.
That's funny, but I mean, if you like zombie movies, it's not the worst zombie movie in the world, and it's funny, and it's $1.
What's your favorite one? Favorite zombie movie? Take out Zombieland.
Probably.
I don't know why, but just take out Zombieland.
Probably 28 days.
But those aren't. But do you consider those zombies because they're a rage virus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
28 days, 28 weeks. 28 weeks gave us Jeremy Renner.
I'm trying to think which one I like better. I think I like 28. No.
28 weeks has like all the military stuff in it. 28 days is more of like,
the initial
the
outbreak.
guy. Yeah, the one guy by himself out of the hospital. Scarecrow.
Yeah. I don't think of another
28
zombie.
days is really good, but it drags out to like it
does.
gets. I was waiting for it to end. 28 weeks is good, but at the same time, you're like, eh.
I like the premise of World War Z, but I hate the story itself.
They're trying to make a sequel.
I think of another zombie movie.
I have my favorite. It's Dawn of the Dead. The one with Ving Rhames. We're in the mall.
What? Remember? Is it D-Day?
What?
It's a movie. It's got that girl in. I can't remember the name of it.
Give me details, Josh.
Like, no, she's like a. I don't know. I really can't. I don't think it's zombies. I think it's just like the world came to an end and like people rebelled and stuff like that. I don't think it's zombies.
Are you talking about Doomsday?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
It was similar to zombies. It was they were these people who were infected.
Doomsday is not bad.
No, I liked it, and I think that guy's tattoo on his back's really cool. The biohazard symbol, because like the two peaks reach over his shoulder. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and we'll see. There we go. See, that's how I was over friends.
Malcolm McDowell.
You knew what movie that was.
And Malcolm McDowell came back. You know.
I meant maybe since I can't pick Zombieland.
But
I'll pick Doomsday, I guess.
I wanted to take Zombieland out because that's the generic.
Yeah.
That's probably everybody's say.
It's a good one though. It's funny.
They're trying to make the second one finally.
Can we consider Walking Dead a movie?
And I wouldn't even put it on my best.
I like it. It's good.
Those newer stuff, nah. So, all right. I just recently watched a movie that I don't know if you said you've never seen it.
No. I remember when it came out, though.
Yeah, it's not new by any stretch of the imagination. It's one of his earlier movies. It's Rockstar, starring Mark Wahlberg. And I don't know why I watched it, but it kept popping up on my suggestions. So I just, okay, fine. It was decent. I didn't know that Jennifer Aniston was in it.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen's in it. Mm-hmm. Do you remember The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler? Mm-hmm. The fiance who's a douchebag?
Yeah.
He's in it.
Okay.
It's just odd. Like I just never saw it, and then watched it.
Yeah.
It's a decent movie.
I think my parents might have rented it one time when I was still living with them, but I don't think I watched it with them.
It's exactly like the title says. It's a guy from a small town who wants to hit it big, has his favorite band. He's in a tribute band about them. Well, then the lead singer of that band gets into like a big tiff and a big fight with the rest of the band, so he's called to fill in pretty much, and it just goes from there. But it's everything. It's the rock star life, and that's what it's about pretty much. It's decent. I mean, it's on Netflix, so it's worth watching because it's free.
There you
don't have to pay anything. But yeah, I watched it the other day, and I don't know, it was odd. I'd never seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it on there on the Spotlight before, but Alright. So, alright, we'll move on to a little bit of news. That's kind of our reviews. Go see The Revenant. Don't go see Hateful Eight.
Rent Zombie
Scout's
Guide to Zombie Apocalypse.
Check out Rockstar on Netflix. It's free.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then watch anything that has Alan
Watch
Rickman
every Alan Rickman movie. Binge watch every one for a week.
Because I'm sure Netflix is going to be putting a bunch of his stuff on there.
Yeah. So. Galaxy Quest is on there, so go check it out.
Galaxy Quest is on there.
Alright, so we talked about how The Revenant's possibly some Oscar bait. Mm-hmm. Well, we also, on behalf of the Oscars, we have The Razzles.
Yes, which is the opposite of the Oscars.
You know how the Oscars are the best of everything? Yeah, the Razzles are the worst.
Yes. Didn't they... Wasn't it a different name? Razzleberry or something, or... something with berry in it.
Dingleberry?
I guess the Razzleberries Award or something like that.
Yeah, the Razzles, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so they're basically they nominate the worst movies of the year and give them awards.
Rightfully so.
And they released some of the list of what was up for grabs and how many awards they were up for grabs, and tied for first were Pixels, Jupiter Ascending, which
flew under the radar of how bad it was.
Yeah, which we both saw, and it was so forgettable we forgot about it.
Yeah,
and
it was terrible.
Yeah, Paul Blart 2, and oddly enough, 50 Shades of Grey, all got like 10 nominations for worst movie of the year, and Fantastic Four was in second place with 9 nominations. So, all of those. Pieces of garbage. Yeah. They deserve that award. They all deserve to split it. Yeah. I think Fantastic Four should win that because it was the worst of the worst. I think Pixels was... I didn't mind Pixels. It was just disappointing. Yeah, I didn't mind Pixels because I didn't go into it expecting it to be good. See, I did. Yeah, and that's... It had big build-up of all these funny people. And like, it's going to be so good. And a great concept. Yeah. And... yeah. Down the drain, flush. Jupiter Ascending. It's the guys who made The Matrix. It's gonna be amazing. Their first movie since their biggest blockbuster since The Matrix. And it's got a bounty hunter dog. What? Yeah, yeah. Channing Tatum is part dog. They spent way too much money on special effects and not enough money on writers. Well, I did read of why it was so bad. It was apparently supposed to be a trilogy sequel or like trilogy set, and they just had to make it into one movie. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, Sean Bean was in it. Yeah, he didn't die. Did not? Did he? Did he die? Can't remember. Yeah, it was so forgettable. I don't even remember. A dog man with rocket boots. That's what I do remember. And Mila Kunis is helpless. A princess of something. Yeah, she's on Earth, but she's some magical princess. Yeah. Okay. It always happens on Earth. Everything. That's because we're humans and everything revolves around us. Yeah. Or have you also noticed? I read this somewhere. When you hear about, like the UFO sightings and stuff, always in the U.S. Yeah, it's always in the U.S. You never hear about people seeing them over like in England or Australia. Now, Independence Day did touch on that because they hit every major city. Yeah, but is it just America? People, they want that. Those aliens America. They want that free will, that Obamacare. Obamacare. That's what it is. Hey, they got Obamacare. They got Twinkies. They'll pay us to come into their country. That's fine. We're legal. We can go get free health care. Yeah, we'll go there. God, there's. Let's see. What are some other UFO movies? E.T. Well, E.T. But that's different. I mean, Mars Attacks. You ever seen Mars Attacks? Yeah, that's a funny movie. That's a funny Everybody's in that movie. Yeah. Did you know it was banned in like some countries? They didn't want it to be in there. I don't know. Something, that's what I heard. Now I do know in that movie. I'm pretty sure they did go to like they showed clips of them going to other places and blowing stuff up. Yeah. So that actually did it. They did go. But anyway, God, I don't know. Like that's always the thing. The recurring thing is it's always in the U.S. that something happens. Yep. But off the top of my head, I can't even think of some other ones. Well, I mean, yeah. It's a stereotype, but we just can't think of any of them. Only in America do we see UFOs. Only in America. We have Bigfoot. That's what it is. They're coming for Bigfoot. They want to get him back. Yeah. They dropped him off. Now they're coming to pick him up.
Whoops! We accidentally left him. He's E.T. Bigfoot is E.T. Yep.
Is he?
He was left, and they're coming back for him.
But E.T. is not Bigfoot. Bigfoot's a giant monkey man. E.T.'s a little...
Have you seen him?
Seen pictures?
Real ones?
You don't know.
Oh, no, they proved.
You don't know.
Oh. E.T. had big feet, didn't he?
He did, actually.
See? What if E.T. is Bigfoot, man? The real one.
Yeah.
That was just a documentary. They just didn't tell us.
Oh, okay.
He really loved Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. Drew Barrymore is a conspiracy theorist.
Yep. They had to make her famous and be like, here, just run with it.
Yeah. You're good.
Just go with it. Wasn't she? No, she wasn't in Just Go With It. That was Jennifer Aniston. Paul Blart 2 is another one that's nominated. It's the same thing as the
I
first
still
one.
haven't seen Paul Blart 2. I don't want to.
If you saw the first one, you saw it.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey, didn't watch it.
No, I didn't either.
Don't care to.
My wife did.
Yeah?
Because she read the books.
And?
She said it was terrible.
Yeah.
She said the books were way better.
Well, I don't think they can really shoot a porn and rated R. It's kind of hard.
Well, she said the books weren't as graphic as people made it out to be.
I don't know, because I've heard that it was pretty graphic.
But, I mean, it is.
I think your wife might have been just downplaying it, so she's not like, it's not that bad.
There's more detail in the book, but I don't think it's quite as, like, porn quality as people think.
I think it's just because it's fancy that it's not considered porn.
Yeah,
it's porn.
It's a book. It's
form.
literature. It's not
It's a form.
a dirty magazine.
Yeah. Just there's no pictures.
It's even worse. It's all in your imagination.
Yeah, so it can be way
My
worse.
imagination is way worse than most people's.
Oh, so those are some of the big Razzle nominations. All right, some of the more news. Deadpool comes out Valentine's Day.
Great date movie.
Yes, fantastic. And I saw a thing where Ryan Reynolds even tweeted like a picture that somebody had sent because he thought it was hilarious. It's a picture that says Deadpool, and it's Ryan Reynolds and the main female.
Mm-hmm.
And they hold on, let me look it up because I've got it saved. And he even said like he feels bad for it because a guy sent this to his girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
And let's see, here it is. It says Deadpool, and it's the Ryan Reynolds and the chick. And it says True Love Never Dies. Like, that's the thing. And it says Valentine's Day. And he said, want to go see it. It's about a cancer patient that can't stand to leave the one he loves, so he undergoes treatment that tests the limits of their relationship.
Nice.
And she said, it's probably going to make me cry, but yeah, 100%. So Ryan Reynolds was even like, I feel bad, but that's hilarious.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
clever.
There's a petition that's being passed around and being signed that they should make a PG-13 kids version for Deadpool. But they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. Because
Deadpool's not a kid-friendly character.
The Deadpool comic is not kid-friendly.
No.
So it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, Deadpool's character himself is made solely as the merc with a mouth. He is meant to just be terrible, and he just cusses everybody, and it's just funny. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the script is finally finished.
Good. I was hoping it would be done already because I'm ready for it to come out.
I think we still have a whole year.
I still watch.
I think it's next
the first
year.
one every now and then. It's saved on my DVR, and I'll just randomly turn it on.
If I remember correctly, it's like summer of 2017, so we still have 18 months.
Bummer.
At least.
That's okay, as long as they do it good.
I mean, this year though we've got plenty.
Yeah,
it's okay. What's the Marvel ones this year?
Civil War.
And there's one more. There's always 2 or 3.
Doctor Strange,
Civil War, and there's another one. I think is Black Panther this year. Or is that next year?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about it.
It could be the end of this year. I'm not sure. So we get to look for that.
Yes. Oh, and also ESPN. I don't know if this is because Disney is trying to take over everything, but ESPN announced that they're going to start a esports channel. And esports stands for electronic sports, which basically means video games. I'm not a huge fan of watching like esport like competitions, just because I'd rather play it than like watch someone play a video game because it gives me a headache. But it is pretty cool. Some of the competitions and stuff, like the Halo, like we both play Halo, and they always do like the Halo championships and stuff. And some of those people are just absolutely ridiculous. So, I don't think it's going to be on like regular TV. It might be like an internet like channel,
kind of like ESPN 8 The Ocho.
Yeah. So, I think it's cool that they're finally recognizing that. I don't think that video games is a true sport.
It's people would debate that now, though.
But
they debate that chess is a sport.
That's true. I can see both sides of it. But as far as like,
I love chess, but it's not a sport.
No, like yes, you're mentally using your brain, but really,
it's a brain game.
Like, is that really worth comparing it to like football or baseball or
where you can break things?
Yeah. So the only thing I've ever broke playing video games is my controllers from being mad and throwing them. So
self-inflicted injuries don't count. Yeah. So that takes out everything.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I think it'll be cool. Maybe it'll give more.
Well, see, I don't know that people have been injured by playing Wii's.
That's
like
true.
They strap on the remote and then fling it, hit somebody in the head.
I did see a very funny video of like a group of guys playing like Rock Band or something, and the dude playing guitar like flipped out and literally slammed his guitar into the TV.
Nice.
Just like axe smashed it.
Have you seen the one where the guy's doing the skiing game on the Wii, and he like he fully extends out and then falls over into his TV, and it just like smashes and falls on top of him? God, you would feel like such a jackass.
You would.
Like, oh, I lost the game, and I broke my TV.
And I broke my TV, and my face, and my ribs.
And who was recording it?
Yeah.
They just stood there and watched it.
They did. That's what friends are for.
Absolutely. So we possibly have an esports channel coming?
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
If you are really into video games and want to watch other people play video games.
Yeah. Why is that the new fad? Why is that like the massive thing on YouTube now and stuff? Yeah. Watching people play a video game. Now
it is funny. Like when we play in our little group when we'll play Halo or something. I would love to be able to like record us.
You can Twitch.
Well, I know you, and that's where it's coming from. But it is funny. But I think it's more funny for us more than like other people hearing our conversations and stuff. But
eat a bag of dicks. I hate you.
Yeah, like it's not like I wouldn't want to. It's a television.
And then sometimes your mic breaks, so you scream everything.
Yeah,
Josh,
you just hear me pop in and out. I got a new mic though, so we're good. But yeah,
that was pretty funny.
I'm sitting here the whole time screaming on your left, middle,
Josh's mic quit working to where he would only work if he screamed, and it would be quiet, and all of a sudden you'd hear, "Son of a bitch!" Oh, Josh's mic works now.
Sarah's downstairs just laughing.
I think Kayla wasn't too amused because I was sitting there just getting angry. Mm-hmm. Why are you so angry? I'm having fun.
This is fun. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, but I never understood that big fad. Like Twitch is massive. And people love to watch other people play video games.
Yeah, well, my friend's Nick, he's like, I can't play right now. I'm watching, I'm watching guys play Smite.
I don't want to play video games because I'm watching other people play them. So why don't you just go get a big brother and just sit there and unplug your controller and act like you're playing?
Yeah, like why? I don't understand. Why would you want to watch someone play strategies? It's stupid. I have no idea.
You shouldn't watch that long.
No. Anyway,
you should never be blowing off playing the game to watch it.
Yeah.
My favorite movie of the year, Mad Max Fury Road. Thankfully, we're getting a trilogy of the Mad Max movies. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Furiosa is only going to play a small role, I think, in the next one. He said
George Miller.
Not George R. Martin.
No, I want to say Frank Miller, but that's the Sin
City. Yeah.
What are they related?
300. Who? George Miller and Frank? George Miller's like 70. He's old. I don't think Frank Miller's that old.
Oh, okay. Anyway. We're getting a trilogy. I hope you're happy.
I am excited.
I like Batman. I do. It is a good movie.
I'm still waiting to see if they said they were possibly going to re-release it in black and white, and I'm curious to see. I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of money, but it'd be very artistic and very cool to go see. I'll go see it just because I love that movie.
And I put this one on the notes. They're talking about doing, or they are going to do, a Black Widow solo film. Are you yay or nay for this?
genuinely, I'm nay, but I trust Marvel. We thought Ant-Man was going to be stupid.
Yeah, we thought Ant-Man was going to be stupid.
So,
I think if they like include Black Widow and maybe like
it'll be Hawkeye. It'll have to be.
Or like they have like a, make it like a buddy flick with somebody else, I think it'll be decent.
They'll make it some weird love story with her and the Hulk again.
Yeah. Which was
Time
really
for
weird.
a lullaby, big guy. You never sang.
Yeah.
How's that a lullaby?
Yeah, you rubbed his hand.
Yeah.
Or you touched his hand.
Time for a touch, big guy.
Yeah.
Made more sense.
Can't say that, though.
Yeah. Time for a rub and tug. I mean, hey, what are you doing over there?
But, I don't know.
Nothing! He's going to sleep!
I like Black Widow. I from the comics, her character is interesting, but I mean,
not enough to get a movie.
They pretty much told her whole story in the last movie.
Her ledger is full of red.
Yeah,
she went to the red room and she can't have kids, and she was trained. Okay,
there you go. You're an assassin. Congrats.
Yep. Unless it's going to be like here's all the Black Ops stuff she does on the side.
Yeah.
Because like in The Winter Soldier, well, I have a different mission. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the whole movie is her different missions.
Hey.
So.
Thank you. Stop that. Sorry. And let's see what else.
Oh, the episode 9 director, Colin Trevorrow? He's the director of Jurassic World. He's going to be the director of episode 9 in Star Wars. He is saying that all of the answers, or all the questions, like Rey's father and all that stuff, are going to be answered and be very satisfying. That was his words. They're going to be satisfying.
Okay. It's Luke Skywalker.
That's the general consensus. Is everybody thinks that, and since everybody thinks that, they may just be like, "F y'all, we're changing it."
Screw y'all. Y'all didn't think we were going to do what we did in episode 8, so
screw you guys. I'm going home.
So yeah. So I mean,
it's going to be Anakin reincarnated.
It could be. Either way,
it's going to be
Either way, I want the answer.
It's going to be Leia's bastard daughter.
That she didn't know about?
No, she knew about her and they exiled her to save the face.
I don't know, but she didn't act like a mother when she met her.
I know, but
anyway.
Hey, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Jesus.
Alright, and last but not least, there's actually a decent show on MTV. And it's called the Sharana Chronicles.
What's that from?
It's... I don't know.
What?
Batman.
You don't... Are you kidding me?
Batman. No?
No. You really don't know that?
I really don't know that.
It's from Caddyshack.
Oh.
Oh.
When he's putting?
It's Chevy Chase.
Oh.
Oh. Really?
Sorry.
Dang it.
Anyway, the Shanana
Just broke my heart.
The Shanana Chronicles.
The Chevy Chase Chronicles.
I mean, it's definitely an MTV show, so there's lots of like pointless like love stories and stuff like that. But the general principle of the show
is it's Game of Thrones.
No, it's really good. It's like it's set like in the super far future, because like there's like ruins of like Seattle and all kinds of other places.
Seattle,
like the Space Needle.
I know, but I'm saying
they of all the places, like
grunge.
But like
it's where all the hipsters are.
There's basically like the humans all killed themselves off, and the only race that survived were the mythical ones, the elves, the gnomes, and like the trolls, and they flourished once the humans were gone. And it's pretty good. It's basically there's this tree, and the tree is a barrier for like the demon world, and if every time and the tree is starting to die, and every time a leaf falls, a demon is released. Yeah. And it's got we don't know his name, but he is the guy from Arrow. He played Slade. He was in Spartacus. He's in this. He's like one of the main guys. But it's actually not terrible, and it's got a good story. I like it so far. So it's a little, like I said, it's MTV teenager, lovey-dovey. But if you can get past that, it's actually.
I wonder if throughout the ruins of Seattle, They're skeletons, but they were dead before the others were dead because they did it before it was cool.
They did it before it was cool.
It was all the hipster skeletons.
Yeah, they died before it was cool.
They've got their cardigans and glasses still on.
But yeah,
I hope they make that a reference. Oh, that would be great.
But, so, if you're looking for something different, like I said, check it out. It's really not awful. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's I saw those commercials and I was interested at least.
Yeah.
So.
It's just it's different. For it's not like a remake of Teen Wolf or Party Down South. It's something that's it's a different show for MTV. If it was on Netflix, it would be like a really good Netflix show. Yeah. Like that's the kind of quality.
By the way, Daredevil season 2
that it is.
We have 2 months from Saturday.
Sweet.
3/16.
Sweet. 3/16.
Yeah. 3/19.
Whatever.
It's March something. Martine.
Martine. So, does that pretty much wrap it up for this week?
I think it does. I don't have anything else unless you do.
No.
All right. So.
This week we got Ride Along 2.
I will not be seeing it.
13th hour or 13
I
hours.
want to see that. Yeah.
It got terrible reviews, but.
Did you see where they?
I think it's probably because they had to because it's like a liberal film.
Did you see where they showed it in the Dallas Cowboys stadium because nothing else happens there in January?
That's funny. And I just read something else. Something else comes out. Hold on 1 second.
I'm not sure. Ride Along 2 in 13 hours, but is there anything this week or is it next week? What? Use words, Josh.
Use my words. 400 days. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's anything major.
It's got the guy from The Flash in it. The scientist guy, the buddy.
Oh, the Fifth Wave. Yeah, that comes out.
Fifth Wave. Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz.
22nd. The Boy, that creepy, scary movie.
Yeah.
And
that looks weird.
It does.
I told Kayla. I said, "Yeah, we're going to see that, right?" Absolutely not.
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh yeah, because that's what I want to see.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah.
It looks stupid.
Well, it's a book.
Yeah. I think it's from the same... I want to say it's the same person who wrote World War Z.
I have no idea. Max Brooks wrote World War Z.
Yeah. Anyway.
They have all the classics. They just add and zombies to it. So.
Yeah, they remake them.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll probably... I'm going to try to see Ride Along... Uh-oh. That was my dog ringing his bell. To go out. Alright, so that wraps us up. Yep. I'll be back. Yeah.
And I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
Go watch some movies.